I'm M. Carter Pierce, and I'm running for the United States Senate in 2028 from the great state of Pennsylvania. This is my plan for what should happen in this country. Because right now, all I see is devastation coming from these tariffs, from these disappearing people, from this blatant ignorance of court orders and rules. It's insane. And we're going to be in bad shape by 2028. For the future, this is what we need to do. We need to fight to have somebody who is going to take on these billionaires and wealthy multinationals to keep them from price gouging. Amazon, Walmart, Target, three of the biggest perpetrators that we have. We need to fight them. We need somebody who is going to lock them in where they cannot price gouge, and if they do, they get prosecuted. And speaking of those multinationals, we need a president who is going to enforce the collection of taxes that need to be paid. We have a deficit right now. Donald Trump raised our deficit by $8 trillion by giving billionaires in the upward 1% a tax cut in 2017. And he's trying to do it again, a $4.5 trillion tax cut. Over the years, that's going to come out to $20 to $30 trillion more on top of what we already have, which is somewhere around 30 or 32, I forget. We need to reinforce things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, lifelines for our citizens, the majority, the 99% that's not the upward 1% that has so much wealth that now they can afford to go to space, that have enough wealth to sustain their kids and grandkids and so on and so forth for the next 10 generations. We need to take care of our most vulnerable populations, children, seniors, the disabled. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. My God, Social Security, when you go to work, it comes out of your check before you even see your money. You paid into it. It's not an entitlement. You paid into it. They need to be strengthened. They need to be made where you can't borrow against them. The people need them. We need to cut the Department of Defense budget by 20%. 20%. That's is it 1.8 billion? 1.80 billion, I believe it is. We need that because that money can be used to reinforce the Department of Education. And yet we'd still be at post 9/11 funding rates for the Department of Defense. I believe that there has been, in the Trump administration at least, which is, by the way, an illegitimate administration because Trump is a constitutionally disqualified president as an adjudicated insurrectionist. But because of the Republican-led Supreme Court and the fact that Democrats failed to do their constitutional duty and stand up to this, they swore him in and gave him this power, which I'm loath to say he may not release in 2028. Folks, it's time to get up off our ass. We need to protest. We need to fight. Stop thinking that there's nothing you could do because there is. Stop it. Let your voice be heard, no matter what, because they can't take your voice from you. I'm M. Carter Pierce, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate in 2028 from the great state of Pennsylvania. Get involved with your politics because it affects you.